Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for September 2019. Happy birthday to all of those of you who have a birthday this month. Blessed solar return. I do hope that you have a happy and beautiful new year ahead of you. I'm also a Virgo myself, so we're going to be celebrating together here. Before we actually begin the reading and the astrological report, I just want to thank all of you guys who have been liking, sharing, and subscribing. It's an absolute gift to be able to share these messages with you guys. So thank you so much for everyone who has supported this channel, especially those of you who have been around since its very humble beginnings. Thank you so much. Before we begin with the actual tarot reading, I do like to do the astrology report. For those of you who are not familiar, if someone wants to do a timestamp for when the actual reading begins down below in the comments, I will pin that to the top. That'd be super appreciated, so thanks in advance for that. Because I know not everyone's interested in the astrology, but I think it can be very helpful just to kind of get a sense of what might be happening when. I do also have an accompanying blog post for all of that information, but I think it's also kind of an interesting month because there is a lot of activity that's happening. There's a ton of different transits. I didn't actually detail all of them in the blogs. I usually interpret each and every aspect and transit, you know, when something's entering a new sign or when some of the planets are interacting with each other at certain angles. I just couldn't do it. We have a lot of stuff happening. Virgo season is a very busy season, and it's very appropriate. I'm just going to kind of give an overview for what the month is feeling like astrologically before we go into the reading. I kind of said in the blog post that this month feels a little stop and go. And what I mean by that is that we have a lot of trines and conjunctions, which means we have planets that are right on top of each other for conjunctions. And for those trines, they're at a 90-degree angle, which is a very harmonious placement. There's a lot of opportunity for growth between these two planets. They're working synergistically. Where this is becoming a little bit of a problem, though, is that even though we have all of this very nice forward-moving energy really getting pushed along, we have these squares and oppositions as well throughout the month because we have Jupiter in Sagittarius, which is squaring all of the stuff moving through Virgo. And that's creating some blockages. And then we have some... What is the other one? It's gone. It's gone. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's it's actually going to be later in the month when things are moving through Libra. They're also going to be squaring off with Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn has been retrograde for a while. I want to say since April, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong with that. It is going direct on September 18th. That's going to add also some resistance as well. So even though we have a lot of energy that's moving us forward, that's making us want to excel and do our best, you know, step with our best foot forward, it's like we're being pushed into a wall. And it's honestly, I was kind of telling my friend Ellie, you know, she is also a reader, she's also into astrology. She's going to be starting up a channel soon, so keep your eyes out for her. I was telling her that I feel like this is going to be one of the most difficult months of the year. I feel like July was also another really big month. We had all of those eclipses, all of those retrogrades. I don't think it's going to be that intense, but I do feel like there is going to be a big need for persistence, perseverance, pushing forward. Okay? And it's not going to be very comfortable. But we do have some aspects with Pluto that I really think, even though we're going to be having some hardship, some difficulty, there might be a little resistance. If we can persevere and overcome, we will reach new heights, which is really nice. It's not all bad, but I feel like for us Virgos especially, all of this is really impacting us quite heavily. And, you know, this is happening all in our first house if you're a Virgo rising. I'm a Virgo sun. It's actually going through all of my 12th house stuff, so that's really fun. But it's definitely... We're thinking a lot about ourselves, you know, and we have these perfectionistic tendencies, that a very critical, our criticism can soar, basically. And it's really important that we keep that in check, and that we are, healthfully engaging with self-improvement and making ourselves look better and feel better, because I feel like that's going to be a big theme for a lot of you. With all of that aside, I am going to disclaim before we actually begin the reading that this is a general reading, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. Some of the messages may also come in the reverse, so a third party might be your own energy or vice versa, so keep that in mind, especially if you are cross-watching for someone who has a lot of Virgo placements. I have links in the description box down below for those of you who are interested in personal readings, Reiki sessions, or making a donation if you feel so called. And again, I do have the blog posts as well. There's a lot of interesting stuff in my description box. I'd definitely give it a peek sometimes, because I get questions and it's like, it's already there! Anyway, so I'm gonna start shuffling now. I'm very curious to see what actually comes up for us. Sometimes solar returns can be a big time of year. So I'm very, very curious to see. What are the messages for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What are the messages for Virgo? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is kind of looking at the past. Stepping into August, this could be referring to, or stepping into July, this could be referring to what has been going on for us in August. Or even further beyond, or further back, I mean. This is just the energy that is coming back into play here. I gotta say, there's some really interesting energy because we have the Tower, the Eight of Wands, and the Death card. This is all very, very interesting. I don't know what's been going on for you guys, but it seems like there's been some really big changes, some fast movement. There might have been some information that came in, some sort of news, especially with the Eight of Wands here. And it very well could be involving a Scorpio, because we have the Death card, as well as the Tower. Both of these are Scorpionic energy. This is Mars. This could also be an Aries as well. But I feel like whatever it was that happened with this individual, there was a very big falling apart. It might have felt very, very sudden, or you had some sort of communication that just really changed things and walls came down. There was kind of a truth bomb that was dropped, and I feel like there's a big transformation that's happening. This Tower is actually showing up kind of in the physical part of the reading for you. This could be really pertaining to your job, your home, your day-to-day life. I feel like there's a big, there could have been some sort of crumbling for you. And I'm being drawn to this lightning bolt imagery because we have three lightning bolts in the past. And I feel like something happened very, very quickly, very suddenly. You might have actually been causing the Tower. You might have decided to go forward with something or say something that, even though you knew it would have kind of a big impact, it felt like it needed to be done. Something needed to come to an end. Something needed to be over, especially with this Death card here kind of showing up in your mental and communicative part of the past. There's just been a lot of change, and this actually makes sense. If this didn't happen to you last month, you could be thinking about a change that had happened, especially, I know this goes pretty far back, but last Scorpio season or even Aries season, you've kind of just been thinking a lot. We have been going, a lot of things have been going through the Virgo 12th house because we were in Leo season, so it does make sense that there's a lot of reflection and perhaps some loss that was accompanying all of this as well. That tends to happen the month before your solar return. There's kind of this reassessment, restocking of things. But it seems like there's definitely a lot of shedding, but there's also a lot of movement and a lot of clarity, actually. I feel like you really ended things that just weren't working for you. Whether that be relationships, jobs, living situations, family stuff, you just were not having it. And even though this is kind of intense energy around you, and you're kind of planning around this, I still feel like there's a lot of forward movement for you. This actually doesn't feel so bad, which is weird because, you know, you have that Tower and Death combination. That's a doozy, Virgo. Let's see what the animal wisdom is here. Show me clearly. Black egg. This is the throat chakra. There was definitely a truth bomb that was dropped. Someone said something, actually could have been you, and it's causing walls to come down. It feels like real conversation is actually happening. This has been a lot about communication and maybe communicating something that's changing or ending. There's definitely a transformation here. But this feels very powerful. I don't feel overwhelmed by this for you. Very, very interesting. Going in very strong here. I'm curious to see what the first part of September is going to hold for you guys. I'm going to start drawing for that. This is the first part of September, maybe a little further out as well. My goodness. What are the messages for Virgo for September, first part of September here? This is definitely your season, Virgo. Show me clearly. One more, please. One more message. Things are coming in pretty clear. I feel like things are really clear for you right now. Whatever it was that fell away, it's like the blindfold came off. Wow, so we have the Magician, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Six of Pentacles here. This feels really, really good. Some of you are manifesting some really awesome abundance because the Magician, it's all about manifestation. This is actually one of your cards, Virgo. You could also be communicating with a Gemini as well or working very closely with a Gemini. But I feel like this is you manifesting a better circumstance for yourself. You're either in the process of manifesting that or it comes through very quickly. I feel like something is definitely coming in. You've already seen signs of that. You know, whatever this tower was, it's very, very clearly leading you into something better. And maybe that's why it didn't feel so scary and so bad. You know, we have the Wheel of Fortune as well, so there's absolutely some change here. But it feels really positive, really exciting. And it just feels really good. All of this stuff moving through you, all of these trines, I think, are really, really helping you, Virgo. And, you know, with the Six of Pentacles here, there's definitely some windfall. You might be getting some birthday money, or just some really nice gifts. And I feel like whatever it was you let go of, you're getting something back of equal or greater value. And that could be pertaining to a lot of different things. because like this energy is pretty similar all around. Some of you may also be interested in Sagittarius in the first part of September, and they end up communicating with you or giving you a gift. Could also be Gemini or another Virgo. You could also be feeling quite generous yourself. I know that's kind of weird. I was sort of feeling that too, you know, around our birthday, but I guess that's kind of a Virgo thing. I don't know. Not saying all Virgos are great people or anything. I'm sure there's lots of Virgos who don't give a shit about people, but not the collective I'm tapping into. I feel like there's been a lot of change, a lot of transformation, and it feels like there's some good karma here for you. You've released a lot of stuff. Whatever it was you let go of, wow, this is really, really good. I'm so proud of you guys. You've definitely done some powerful manifestations here. You know, with the black egg, the throat chakra, I actually think of manifestation because it's like you speaking your desires out to the universe. And when you have an open throat chakra, it's not just that you speak your truth. That's certainly part of it. It's certainly you expressing yourself, but when you get into the art of doing that and really master that, eventually the things you say have to become true. When you have a really open throat chakra, you have the ability to manifest just by saying or writing something down. You manifested something really, really beautiful, and you're already seeing the fruits of it in September. This is great, and you're feeling it. What is the animal wisdom for Virgo for the first part of September? Camel. Yeah, you're feeling really good. You know, whatever hardship you're experiencing, because there might be some rockiness with the changes here. Someone might be there could be a little bit of deception with this magician here, but I feel like you just have this strength within you. You know, Camel, it's a fire card, but it also has the water within. That's how it survives the desert. Some of you might actually be traveling in the first part of September, and I feel like it's actually feeling really good, really exciting. You're expanding your horizons. It's also kind of the sense of spiritual travel. Could be some sort of pilgrimage or a retreat. But I do feel like this is just really, really good. You're feeling really content. It's not necessarily this, I don't know, 3 of Cups or 10 of Cups, but it's, or even a 4 of Wands, but it's practical. It's grounded. It's very Virgo. Whatever it is you're celebrating, you just have this sparkle in your eye. Love it. Let's see what we have for the second half of September and beyond for you. Second half of September and beyond for my Virgos. I hope this is resonating with you guys, because this seems really, really good. I'm also kind of just looking at the progression here. You know, with this Tower moment, you're definitely manifesting something here. I do feel like some sort of insight or news that came to you last month or even earlier than that, you're seeing the changes now, you're feeling the changes of that now. And whatever it was that ended, someone might be coming back and offering you some sort of gift or some sort of apology or repentance. Ooh, cool. Okay. This is a good month for you, Virgo. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So we have a Two of Cups. That's nice. Two of Swords. And the Sun. So this Two of Cups, there definitely could be a new relationship or a deepening of an existing relationship, something that actually has a lot of stability or a potential for stability here. I do wonder though, I almost feel like by the end of September you're going to be forced to choose between two things you love or care about. I say that because we have the Two of Cups. This is sometimes a choice, and this is showing up kind of more in the day-to-day aspect of your life. This isn't necessarily relationships, although it certainly could be. I feel like there's something you're delaying. You know, emotionally you are kind of holding back. You might not be seeing something clearly, although I actually don't think that's true. I feel like you are delaying something. I say that because we do have the Sun card here kind of in the mental and communicative part of the future where all of this energy is going. Things are clear. Sometimes this can say that you're not seeing something clearly. I definitely feel like you're still seeing things clearly, but I think things have just happened so quickly, Virgo. You're like, I don't even know what to do with all of this. But it feels good. You're a little guarded to it, and that's okay. Some of you really might have a decision to make. And it could very well be pertaining to a lot of areas of your life, because there is a lot of change, a lot of shifting up here. It's honestly hard to pin this down in one thing, but that makes a lot of sense because we have a lot of planets moving through your sign right now. We have Mars, Mercury, Venus, the Sun. We just had the Virgo new moon on August 30th, so there's a lot of really strong energy moving through your sign right now. And I feel like it's affecting a lot of different areas of your life, but it feels like you cut the cords, you cut whatever it was that was holding you back last month, and now you are really reaping some rewards, and this is awesome. I really love this reading, guys. I know last month was not easy for me. I was honestly, I was actually at an intuition development course, and I was working with my heart chakra in specific, because I feel like as a reader, it's really easy to get caught up in your mind. You know, intuitively you want to figure things out, intuitively you want to know things, and it's become very clear to me that that sense of knowing, it comes from your heart. And it's like every reading I do for you guys, it's also a reflection for me, and I learn and grow as well with you. And it's been kind of a recurring theme in the collective, especially with my crew, and I'm really trying to practice what I preach. So I've spent a lot of time this past month healing my heart chakra and just opening myself back up. And I feel like a lot of you are doing the same thing here. And it seems to be bringing in a lot of things. You're able to accept things, you know, give and take that has so much to do with the heart. But it was not an easy month. It was not an easy process. I was doing these meditations, and honestly, like, I was in tears, and I was looking around, and no one else was, and I'm like, oh man, this is awkward. Anyway, last bit of animal wisdom. Cosmic egg. There's absolutely a spiritual awakening here for you guys. Especially towards the end of the month, and maybe even into Libra season through October. Especially with Camel. Some of you are definitely going on kind of a spiritual journey, if you haven't already. That's funny because I was just talking about doing that, you know, with the workshop. But I feel like that's going to kind of be a theme for a lot of you guys too. You might be taking classes. You might be just meditating more, connecting more, opening your crown chakra, your sense of connection. And that's also a really important chakra as well. Again, sometimes we really just want to get this sense of knowing, but there's something much larger, this connection. We don't need to have all of the answers. I actually would recommend For those of you who are watching this in the first half of September, I have a general reading for this Virgo new moon. I think a lot of you would really benefit from that, just kind of tuning into this collective here. I have the links for my Instagram down below, as well as all my other social media. But I feel like things are going really, really positively for you, Virgo, and I know it's been a really difficult year for a lot of you, so this is really, really good. Things are really manifesting strong and fast, and, you know, keep your heart open. You don't need to guard your heart anymore. Life comes in waves. You found contentment in some difficult situations, and you're really going to be rewarded for that. It's like what you're finally receiving now you can appreciate in a very deep way, because you've had to learn how to be happy, be content in less than ideal circumstances. And you may not be sure what choice to make, and I think it's safe for you to go into your heart. The sun is also a lot about the heart as well for me, because this is a Leo card, and Leo rules over the heart. It's okay to make a decision from the heart. Those are all the messages I am getting for you right now, Virgo. I do hope that this reading was helpful and that it resonated. Definitely hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what's happening for you. Seems like some really amazing changes. Again, I have all the links for my social media accounts, as well as links for personal readings, Reiki sessions, and all of that jazz. I will talk to you all soon, and I will see you in the next video. Happy birthday, Virgo. Bye.